because I had already scheduled some things. But I'll have to plan something. Relaxing is hard for me. I think my hair turned white, not just because of heredity, but because I tend to, I guess I'm that A-type personality. I go, 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 go. I'm doing 10 things at once, and I don't take a lot of time to relax. And so maybe there is something that they call it stress or lack of vitamin K and copper. I have not seen copper anywhere that I could just go get, so I had to change my diet, and I'm working on that. So that's a good thing, because time, as I get older, I start to go, hey, wait a minute, what am I doing right here? Let's see. Is this the most important thing I should be doing right now? How much time I got? Let's see. Want to live to be 100? I better get on this, because I don't want to be 100 and miserable. Okay? So the T is teacher trainer. Just like Sue's a teacher, I'm a teacher. I became a teacher in the 2nd grade. 2nd grade, my 1st grade teacher, I'm teaching her how to teach. Now, I don't know, I look back at some of my early childhood, and some of you, if you can remember when you were 5, 6, 7, you had certain tendencies and ways about you, and some of them were very good and creative, but they've been beat out of you. Beat. Technically, well, not really, except for my 1st grade teacher who beat students who didn't learn. So needless to say, I was frightened to learn, and I was protective of the other students, and that's why I started teaching, to help them not get hit. Yes, in Arkansas, you could do that. Wrap the knuckles, put them in the closet, you could whip them, you could do anything to learn. So I declared in the 2nd grade that I was going to be a teacher. By the 6th grade, I decided I was going to be a master teacher. I was going to be a teacher forever. And I became a teacher. I did accomplish that goal. That was a goal. I set it early. I became it. I still am. 3 of you get together, we're going to have a seminar about something. Or we're going to talk about something. I've also been a consultant. I help people with challenges. Even in the movie business, it's back to personal leadership and development. We're working with relationships, with situations, with self-esteem, with things like that. So even though I'm no longer a formal teacher, well, I am in the classroom. Let's see, I teach filmmaking at RSU. I teach filmmaking at TCC. So I'm teaching film, personal leadership, and that's who I am. So that's part of understanding who I am and being willing to share that. And that's the natural part. When I don't do that, stress occurs. So it's sort of like being out of harmony. Like when you take your car in and the brakes aren't working right and they're going skirt, skirt, skirt. When you get it together, everything goes together like this. When it's broken, it goes like that. So, teacher, trainer. As women, you have a responsibility for leaving the records for your family. Women have always been the ones that wrote who begat who in the Bible. Usually that was the family Bible. What has happened? I got people that don't know who their uncles and aunts are. They no longer know their relationships. They don't know who their relatives are. Of course, I thought I had a lot of relatives till one day I found out that those people were no relation to me at all. That my mother taught me to have respect for elders. And so her friends, I called them aunt and uncle, and I thought I had all these relatives. And if they were a certain age, I just figured it had to be my grandma or grandpa. And then come to find out, they weren't. So it's like I had to go back to the records, go back and search what happened, when it happened. That's our responsibility. So I've done that for my family, and I give you homework. Go home. Put your records together. Give it to your eldest child. How many of you have children? Grandchildren. Great-grandchildren. I got to hold mine up. I got a great. All right. Give yourself a hand. Yes. We repopulate the world. Aren't we important? Are we important? Yes, we are. So how we feel is important to our families. But do those records. I actually made a video, and with their special music and all the pictures I can find, everyone's album, scan them and put them on a video so that they don't get lost. Share them with everyone. How many of you on Facebook? Twitter? MySpace? Okay, we're going to get to that in a minute. Okay, it's energy, enthusiasm, excitement. That's all a part of being this wonderful butterfly. So it's time to do a little butterfly. Let's get a little, which way are we going? Okay, come. I see some caterpillars right over here that's not moving. Caterpillars can't fly. You got to move it. Okay, this is not the time to feel self-conscious. I'll give you a hand, the participants. I got my eye on you. I'm going to be watching you all day, and I'm going to say butterfly. And you're going to go, okay. But your energy and your enthusiasm, you're about as excited as you decide to be. First thing in the morning, the first person you see, do you say, good morning? Like today was a good morning, wasn't it? So we just went, good morning. But some days we go, good morning. How can you be first thing in the morning? Probably because you didn't have a good night's sleep. Some of you need to kill your pillow. Kill it. Replace it. Some of you need to kill your bed because it's killing you. If you wake up grumpy and not feeling right, it's probably your bed or your pillow. So I want you to look for the culprit. If you're not sleeping well, what's affecting you? If you got a crook in your neck, that's a true sign. And I call it, feel like I'm eating tax. Okay? Now, one of the things that I'm known for are my relationship seminars. We could take all day delving into the intricate details of relationships. Significant others, you know who they are. Spouses, see, different. Significant others are people that's not always your spouses. Sometimes it's a combination, and some of them are relatives. Mothers, yeah. I call them mothers are the programmers. So you can look at two different ways. There's your mother that programmed you, and you know she's got your combination. Because she can either look at you, or she can say certain things that can just, or she can bring you up. So the thing about it is, ask yourself, what kind of mother am I? What will my children remember most about me? What will your children say about you? I thought I'd ask my children. Their memory of situations and mine were very different. That was part of what sparked me to sort of recreate their life story, because they look at it like they had all this hard work to do. And, I mean, you would think I had my children in slavery. I slaved to buy you Buster Brown shoes. Come on. I mean, did you see that picture? Do you know how much Stride Right shoes cost? I said, of course, those were Kmart clothes. See, I told you you had me in non-label clothes. Check with your children. Check with them. Ask them one day to pantomime you and see what they say about you. And then you may need to do a little refreshing on the history side, because before 3 or 4, most people don't remember everything in perfect detail. It becomes just a memory, and it's what they're told. Any of you divorced or have those alternate universes with exes? Let's just say, you know who you are, okay. Make sure your children know the true story. This is important. It affects them later. I have talked with so many people who are still struggling with their parents' divorce because it was never explained to them in a way that they understood it was not their fault. That's important. Okay? Sometimes it's better if the parent just wasn't there at all than to have a misconstrued story. So, but now on the personal side of spouses, some people are in unhappy, or as they put it on Facebook, complicated relationships. I said, see, it's complicated. Mended or ended. Anyone in a complicated relationship, here's your homework. You go back, do the Ben Franklin, put the positive and the negative, put the T on a piece of paper. What was it that you liked so much about them in the beginning? And what is it that's causing the distress? Okay? And look at it. Can you fall in love again with what you loved in the beginning? Mend it if you can. If you can't, end it, because we're tired of hearing about it. It's as simple as that. I mean, think about it. If you're whining and eating it, and I say, okay, then get rid of it. Oh, no, I love it. Hey, then you know what? I really didn't need to hear about this. So you got to decide it. Decide, are you worth more? Are you worth better than that? You're worth more than that. I think the most bold thing I ever did was to declare publicly a toes up policy with my spouse. And to share that with the world. What's a toes up? This relationship ain't over till toes is the way you walk out of here. And if you know, that means carried out, not walked out. So if the situation warrants, it would be a toes up situation. And I shudder to think of anyone that would be there at that time. Okay, so, but it works. Now, what would be terrible is I'm having the toes up policy and he was having a, hey, call me. Hey. If it was like that. Needless to say, been there, done that, but this is my last husband. And I want to give him a hand for putting up with this butterfly. For 19 years so far. Unbelievable. But we do have an annual renewable contract. He has an out, any anniversary date, he can opt out. But it would be toes up, so hey. Oh, friends are either pumps or drains in your life. Your other homework is to evaluate the friends that you have. I hope you have girlfriends, women friends, as well as male friends, young friends, old friends. Okay, now childhood friends last a lifetime, but sometimes you're not in the same place anymore. You have grown and moved on, and some of them are just where they were when you were kids. And sometimes you keep them, and sometimes you have to let them go. Now, I know that sounds a little drastic, letting them go. But let it go if it's not working for you. What did I say earlier? Mend it or end it. So if this relationship is toxic, or when you talk to them, you do not feel as energetic and excited as you were, you all of a sudden, I don't feel like doing nothing. Why? Oh, I just talked to Sarah. Mary. No, that's not a good friend. So to be a friend, to have a friend, you got to be a friend. Now, here's another thing, a tip I want to give you on friends. You know how when something happens, you hear people say, now, if there's anything you need, just let me know. Don't say that. I don't care if it's a funeral, if it's a whatever it is.